I was born in Italy, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. But my parents decided to move to the United States where they had freedom and opportunity. So I grew up in none other than Miami, Florida. Statistically, I should be a Democrat because I'm an immigrant, right? Well, wrong. I am a gun loving, God fearing, conservative Republican whose mission in life is to spread the gospel and promote conservatism. Come with me on this journey as we explore controversial topics of today and sit with the nation's most influential people. This is To the Point with Lucia Scatamacchia. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Point with Lucia Scatamacchia. Today I have Rich Williams and he is running for St. Lucie County Sheriff. He has served as an Army veteran, so thank you for your service, a former Florida Highway Patrolman, and for volunteer tactical flight officers with St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office's Aviation Unit. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you today?
Very welcome, and I am doing amazing. I can't complain. I'm just honored to be on here, and thank you guys for your time.
Of course. And ladies and gentlemen, he is an RNHA of Florida endorsed candidate. So we really wanted to bring him on here, especially during these times of this nation really at an uproar when it comes to police brutality, etc. So we have the man to answer our questions today. And the first question that I would like to ask is, what was the hardest and most moving moment you've experienced as an officer?
Um, I would say, as in law enforcement, trying to learn the climate, you go from being an average citizen who think you know the law to someone in the academy trying to and understand how to apply the law, let alone know what the laws are. As most people may not know or may know, there's case law. I mean, there's things that Supreme Court put out. There's different state laws that's applicable to each state. There's different things that apply to different counties.
Sure.
So overall, being a trooper, I think it was just trying to learn how to apply, let alone know what the laws are and how to apply the laws. That was one of my
Wow.
toughest things to learn.
Okay, so if you can go back in time and say one thing to the young Rich Williams that was still in the police academy, what would it be, knowing what you know now?
I would say stay the task, stay the course. That things do get better. As I've always learned as a military soldier, sometimes when things are tough in the beginning, a lot of people don't have that stamina, or they get a little uneasy about things and they want to quit. Don't give up. Stay persistent. Be mental tough, and once you stick it out on the other side of it, you will see the light. It will get better. But a lot of people, when they see the unknown things, they become uncomfortable because it's unknowingly to them. It's
Sure.
foreign to them. So stay the course.
That's awesome. Stay the course. My boyfriend actually is in the police academy now. I think that he just got
Congratulations.
yes, so he's looking either FIU, um, or Miami, really. So I'm excited for him. He
Wow.
graduates soon, so I'm sure this is going to be really
Wow.
good for him as well. So you believe that the important mission of the sheriff's office is for its citizens to feel safe, respected, and to trust the law enforcement officers that are sworn to serve and protect them. So, what are the necessary actions that you will take as sheriff to ensure that mission?
As sheriff, some of the things I would do, and this goes back to some of the things that are going on currently within our country now. If you look around, a lot of the opponents, powers to be, say, "Hey, we need body cameras on all officers. Hey, we need car cameras on all officers. We need non-lethal. We need some retraining." Well, this is my second time running for sheriff, and since the first time, if anybody's been following me and they go back and look, what's some of the things I've been screaming about? Body cameras, car cameras, and tasers for all officers. It's not an end all game. It can't stop every single thing. I
Sure.
mean, but it goes back to holding folks accountable. When we can see things that how we see things now on camera from the ordinary citizen, officers should have that as well. Every officer, it protects the officer, it protects the citizen.
Sure.
So that's some of the things
Wow.
that I would do. On top of, not to mention, some of my platform that I have, I would create and organize a citizen review board, and I would meet with them quarterly. As the sheriff, not sending a representative, myself, I would go out and meet with them and hear their concerns. But each community have their own unique challenges and concerns.
Right. I think that would be awesome because there's this feeling of a disconnect between the citizens and law enforcement. Where do we go to the sheriff to, file our complaints or if there's something great going on? You don't really see that. And I'm in Miami-Dade County, so if they have it, I wouldn't know about it. There's a huge disconnect, definitely.
And
So given
that's a good thing with me. I'm a people's
yeah.
person, so I love to get out and meet and talk to people.
Oh, me too. I love it.
Yeah.
So, given the political climate of today, what is your response to the media stating that the Black community is experiencing unprecedented levels of police brutality? Is that true?
That's like a catch 2020 phrase that they're using. It has some truth, but it also is misleading in its entirety. And the reason I say that is we all know in law enforcement and citizens know that the system is not perfect. The system, it does has problems across the board, and I agree it does need to be reformed
Okay.
to be more fair across the board. I can use, for example, here in the 19th Judicial Circuit, I can tell you right now that as an African American person, if they're arrested for just, for example, say marijuana, and then you get a Caucasian person, that African American person may more than likely will get a heftier, longer, harsher sentence
Sure.
than his counterpart, than the other person. And it shouldn't be that way.
Sure.
Justice is supposed to be blind and applied across the board, fair, regardless of color.
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit.
Sorry about this.
Yeah.
Another call was coming in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
So
fine. Okay.
we all know that it is not in itself fair. I think what we are seeing now is some of the things that's been going on a long time.
Yeah.
But as I was saying before, because people are recording, now you're actually starting to see that
Sure.
police brutality in the way it is being seen fully live.
Okay.
So
I really want to touch on the subject of race. We are seeing a huge, huge racial divide in our country. While I believe the United States is not institutionally racist, others disagree with me. And I know that although I didn't experience racism, and if I don't see it, it doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily exist. So the question I have for you is, have you ever experienced racism in this nation? And do you still believe that America has racism as one of its most troubling aspects?
that's an excellent question, and thank you for that question. I would say yes. I've experienced it on multiple occasions, but my faith in God and in how I see things may be completely different than the other person or other person's experience. Now, that that I can't say that racism is completely gone. That'd be me just telling a complete lie.
Sure.
Uh, there is problems. It's one of America's darkest um, issues that faces us, and I've never seen it or heard of the country being this divided before ever. It seems like everybody is saying, "Hey, I'm right," and they're saying, "You're right." Well, what about me? Well, what about me? Well, what about me? Instead of just taking a holistic approach and taking a step back and say, "Okay, obviously we have a problem.
Yeah.
Let's work together to fix that problem."
Sure.
Not to say, "Hey, well, they're wrong. They're wrong." Well, okay. Somebody in the room got to be an adult. Somebody got to be the bigger person on this issue.
Sure.
So there you
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And I also think as a nation, we've come far. Civil rights movement was not that long ago. I would say, what, 2 generations ago, maybe. So we are still trying to figure things out for all communities as a nation, doing the best we can. I think knowing that racism will exist in the hearts of some people, but that's a heart issue, and that's someone that needs to know Christ issue. So I'd have to agree with you on that. And thank you for sharing your personal experience on that. The last question, because I know you have to go, and I thank you so much for being on, is what is your argument against defunding the police as we see it's now gaining some traction, believe it or not?
I think in the I think they're using the wrong terminology, defund the police. When the average person or people heard defund, that means get rid of, stop funding the police. So stop taxpayer dollars. So how do we fund the police? We gotta have police. It's
Sure.
insane to say, oh, we just don't need the police now because we're mad at them. All of them are not bad. And I think what people are looking at and say, well, if you say not all of them are bad, what do you say to the good cops that
Yeah.
stand by and watch the bad cops do bad? So
Yeah.
how do you address those issues and how do you get at that? So I wouldn't say defund the police. I would probably say reallocate some of those funds because right now, think
Sure.
about it. Look at the strain and look at the burden that we as a society put on police officers. And the only reason I can speak on this is because I used to be a police officer, I used to be a state trooper. You ask a cop to go and be so many different things. You ask to go be a psychiatrist. You have to go be somebody's dad. You have to be somebody's mom. You want them to be all these titles, and you want them to be law enforcers. You want us to keep the
Hmm.
public safe. Well, we're asking too much. So I would say a reallocation of
Sure.
money. For example, as in homeless. You can say, okay, instead of law enforcement dealing with the homeless, maybe we'll have another organization that's already dealing with the homeless, reallocate those funds to those guys and help
Sure.
that entity come up above and help the law enforcement out. So it's stuff like that and things like that that I would say is a better terminology and better way to say it because right now everybody's on high alert, everybody's in their own corner, and everything is so sensitive right now, which is
Sure.
understandable. I understand the whole entire picture from being African American myself. I'm not naive and stupid, but at the same time,
Sure.
I think we can absolutely correct this and work it out to the benefit of us.
So relocate some funds, and do you believe?
Reallocate.
Yeah. So also for the police department, maybe for training, etc.
I would
Then I
definitely say training needs to be integrated again.
Yes, awesome.
Better.
And I give lots of props to you guys because you all see some horrific stuff that the average citizen won't see. I know, stories of officers having to walk into murder scenes. And then people complain that an officer may be treating just the average Joe as a criminal, could be because they've seen some crazy stuff that man is capable of doing.
That is true.
So I definitely give you guys props. Our organization, we are praying for you. And if there's anything we need, please let us know. So tell the audience where they can find you, maybe donate to your campaign or follow you on social media.
If they want to follow me, they can go to on my Facebook page, Williams for St. Lucie County Sheriff 2020, and they'll be able to follow me on there. You can look me up on Twitter. You can look me up on Instagram. And if you want to donate, my donation link is on my Facebook page. You can donate to there and follow me on there. And I appreciate your time and the opportunity.
No, of course. And guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on To The Point. Bye, guys.